been almost exactly 1 year since the DJI Mini 3 came out, and just a few days ago, DJI finally released the long-awaited SDK, which allows you to now fly this drone with third-party applications, meaning you can now generate photogrammetry models with ease. So find out more in this video exactly how to do that. Hey guys, Dylan Gorman here. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know who I am, I've been a commercial pilot for a little over 5 years now, mainly focusing on drone photogrammetry and mapping. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about how the Mini 3 finally has support with third-party software, giving it the ability to now fly photogrammetry and mapping missions fully autonomous. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but about 1 year ago, I posted this video talking about how the Mini 3 and the Mini 3 Pro had one major problem, and that's that it did not have SDK. SDK is a software development kit which allows third-party companies or software companies to code autonomous missions based off of waypoints, which is what this drone has been missing, right? You could do everything else outside of fly an autonomous mission, outside of the pre-programmed missions that you can do in DJI Fly. Well, that didn't necessarily allow you to do full-on autonomy for map making. Well, that changed just a few days ago as DJI finally released the SDK support for this drone, which now allows companies to create those softwares. So you really only need three things in order for this to work. You'll need the drone, obviously, so whether you have the Mini 3 or the Mini 3 Pro from DJI, and then you're going to need an Android device, whether that's a smartphone or their tablets that they have. I went ahead and gone to Best Buy and bought this $180 smartphone. It's running Android 11, and that's crucial because the software that I've been using only works on Android right now. We're still waiting for support from DJI in order for it to unlock to iOS, but currently it only is supported on Android. And then the software of choice that I'm going to be using is DroneLink. Now, you do need to have a paid DroneLink account. I have the $50 option, which it's really nice. You pay $50 once, you get access to it for life, and that opens up the capability for automated mission planning and data acquisition within the application. And one of the reasons why you need the paid version of DroneLink, well, that's how you get access to the beta. You need a paid account for that to work. So why don't we go ahead and hop onto the web application of DroneLink and get our mission plan set up. All right, so now that I'm here in the web application for DroneLink, all you're gonna do, once you're here on the home page, you'll go ahead and log in with your paid account, and then we're gonna go ahead and create our mission. So all we have to do is go and click create, and we're gonna create a map, and I'm just gonna place it right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and name this Mini 3 Demo, and then that's all you gotta do. So we'll hit the done button here, and now we can click on this green icon for the map, and we can go ahead and start putting our parameters in. Notice you're gonna see it shows the Mini 2 for the camera. What we're gonna do is select our Mini 3 on here. We can even select the 48 megapixel option, which is pretty cool. But for right now, we'll just go ahead and select the Mini 3 as our camera. And then we're gonna change our altitude. I'm gonna put it 120 feet so that we have a decent GSD, or grand sampling distance, which is that resolution and what we're gonna get for our orthomosaic output. And then I also want to do a grid pattern, and I'm gonna change our gimbal pitch to 65 degrees so that we have a little bit of an oblique capture rather than a straight nadir one, as I just wanna generate a little bit better 3D models. So once we're done with that, we can go ahead and drop our speed down as well. I'm gonna put it to 15 miles an hour. Alrighty, we can go ahead and hit done. Like any other mission planning software, we're just gonna go ahead and drag these boxes around and create our automated mission plan right here. And that's really all you gotta do. So we'll just fly this as so. And I like how that looks. Now, you're probably wondering why I created the mission plan here on the web application rather than just doing it on the beta app on the Android device. Well, one of the cool things about DroneLink is that they have cloud sync capability. Basically what that means is you can create all of your mission plans here on the web application, go on to the mobile application, and then you can download all of those as an offline mission plan so that you don't have to have an internet connection while you're out in the field. I typically like to do that as I turn my phone off. More so I just turn the data off so I don't have any incoming calls or anything that disrupts my flight, as that's not what you want to have happen whenever you're flying an automated mission. So just like what we see on here, we'll be able to pull that up out in the field flying our automated mission within DroneLink. So why don't we go ahead and see you guys out there so that we can go ahead and start capturing some data. Before we continue out the video, I quickly want to let you guys know that I am still running my giveaway for the Air 2S Fly More bundle. all you have to do is download my free ebook. It's the Beginner's Guide to Drone Photogrammetry. You get entered automatically into the giveaway, which again is the Air 2S Fly More Kit, so you can get a jump start into your drone career. I'm also hosting a 2-day virtual drone photogrammetry workshop on May 6th and May 7th. This is your opportunity if you've always wanted to come to any of my in-person workshops, but haven't been able to because, well, I didn't host one near you or you couldn't come overseas. Well, this is available to anybody, anywhere in the world. It's 12 plus hours of education. We have 2 guest speakers coming in. We have 2 live Q&A sessions. We also are doing a live data capture, which you'll also be able to get access to that data after the fact. And we're recording the entire event, so you'll be able to access it after the fact. So if you're interested in attending, I have a few more early bird tickets left, which you can learn more about it in the links down in the description box below. All right, so now that we've got the Mini 3 all set up and ready to go, here looking at the DroneLink application, it already says DJI Mini 3 beta. So just understand that there are gonna be issues, there are gonna be crashes, and this is probably gonna crash while we're capturing the data, but it's really easy to pop back in here and get the flight mission loaded back up and continuing capturing your data. So why don't we go ahead and click on I understand. And just like what we did on the web application, which is great about DroneLink is it syncs across all devices. I've already downloaded an offline version of it, so all I have to do is click on the Mini 3 Auto. It's going to load our mission here. We're gonna give it a second and we can see on this bottom left-hand corner here the flight profile that we created. And literally all we have to do is hit the play button.
3, 2.
And there she goes. So it's gonna run through all its tasks here that we can see, right? It's gonna go to 140 feet and go to its first waypoint. And just like any other mapping application, this is gonna do everything autonomously, except now you can do it with the Mini 3. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let this mission run by itself. What I'm gonna show you here on the screen is what happens when it crashes. All you have to do is load the application back up and go back to the mission that you're flying. It's gonna go back to its last known waypoint, which is the great thing about DJI drones, and then continue the mission on. So we'll let this do its thing. And then once this is done, we're gonna go ahead and hop in front of the computer, take a look at what the process data looks like and see what this Mini 3 can do. So I've already gone ahead and got all of the data uploaded and processed within Drone Deploy. You can use whatever photogrammetry software that you want. I'm gonna be using Drone Deploy for this video. And as you can see here on the web view, here's all of the photos that I took with the Mini 3. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at this one here, right? Decent quality. We can go ahead and flip through and basically fly through this mission virtually here. And we can see all of the details in this map, see all of the images that were captured. I'll turn these map photos off, and then we can go ahead and just start zooming into this model. So, I mean, just like any other map, it looks the exact same. Obviously, the quality is way better than Google Maps here. So, zooming in, this is what Google Maps sees. This is what the Mini 3 sees. Now, mind you, this wasn't captured with the 48 megapixel mode. I think that is still being worked on. So, I will be doing some additional tests outside of this video here, and I'll be updating you guys, so be sure to check the description box below for some of the other tests that I start doing. Additionally, I also want to look at the 3D model that this generated. Again, I don't have a ton of data on this, so the model's not going to be the best. We can see where my truck was parked and where I was standing, funny enough, but decent model. We can still do elevation on here, so we can see the difference in the elevation. I was up on a hill and this only dropped down slightly, but you know, if we tied this to ground control points, we'd be able to generate a better DEM model, which is that digital elevation model that you can then use for really whatever you want, whether it's contours or getting the profile of the land here or doing any kind of earthworks with it, right? Using those ground control points helps make that data a little bit accurate, right? Where compared to this, we're about 1.8 feet off, but even 1.8 feet off, that's really not bad. If you take a look at some of the other videos that I've done before, I even used the Inspire 2 with the X5S camera, and I had terrible quality. It was about like 8 feet off. I'd say with the new capabilities of this drone compared to the Mini 2 or even some of the other drones out there, it's pretty accurate. And why don't we go ahead and take a look at one of the other models that I generated here. This is one of the very first flights that I did within DroneLink and uploaded into Drone Deploy. Granted, there's only 60 photos on here. I also did oblique capture, but we can see a little bit better terrain. Obviously, right, again, I don't have a lot of image data in here. I only did the 12 megapixel capture, not the 48 megapixel capture. So, obviously if you had more pixels to work with, you'd be able to generate a better model. But I'd say overall, this looks really good, really, really good. And if you guys want any access to any of the data that I captured or that you see here, be sure to check the links down below in the description. There's also gonna be a link so you guys can access both of these drone deploy maps. I'm also gonna upload a few other ones over the next few days after this video goes up, so you'll be able to see the difference in capabilities and quality. I'll also get the 48 megapixel version up in here as well. But that's pretty much it for automated mission planning with the Mini 3. As you can see, it was super easy to do. Very little steps. I mean, we created the mission plan within a few minutes. We captured the data within 8 minutes. It only took about half an hour for this data to process, and we're looking at it here. And just like that, you're now able to use the Mini 3 for photogrammetry. So some of the key takeaways that you should keep in mind, especially when you're gonna start using this drone for photogrammetry and mapping, is just be mindful, right? This application, the DroneLink application, is still in beta, and it's still crashing quite a bit for me. Sure, I only spent $180 on this phone. I'm sure if I paid for a little bit of a higher end Android device, I wouldn't have as many crashes. But again, this application is still in beta. However, it's still easy to get up and running, capturing automated missions with the Mini 3 and Mini 3 Pro. Ultimately, you now have a very capable tool, right? That I already said that this drone is very capable a year ago, but now that the SDK is out, you're able to automate everything with this drone now, which is incredible. Outside of some of the baked-in features that you can do within DJI Fly, you can now do it with other applications. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more from me in the future, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to have a conversation, drop a comment down below and let's get talking. But with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.